All right, welcome back to Aeolus Defense. Now we're talking about food. Probably my second favorite subject. So we have, as we say, sustainment 5 days. What do I need to live off of? And we've talked about shelter and these other things. So go back and watch those videos if you haven't already seen them. Right now we're talking about eating. What do I need to eat and bring with me? And when you think about taking food for 5 days for yourself, only you know how much you need, right? So I may need to have 3,000 plus calories a day. Maybe I only need 2,000, I don't know. I try to pack a lot more than I need because I never want to be hungry. So they used to call me snacks. I'm probably sure they still do. So right here we have a lot of different options of types of foods you should bring and why, and the pros and cons of those foods in your 5 day, sustainment pack. And, obviously you're gonna go, oh, well, Mountain House meals. All right, cool. Well, guess what? I have a Mountain House meal. A lot of great things about these. I've eaten these a lot. These are great. They're lightweight, relatively packable. Here's another option. Both of these we got at the local outdoor store, so they're not like Wamidine super special or something you can't find. The downside with these dehydrated meals is you need to add water, right? Oh, not a big deal. Well, as we talked about sustainment and being able to hike in someplace, do you have water? Because, oh yeah, I have my water bottle. Well, then that means that's water you're not drinking. So did you bring extra, or are you gonna get extra? How are you gonna make that water? So something else to think about when you look at these dehydrated meals. And that goes for all of this type of food that doesn't already have some type of liquid to it. So, we got oatmeal. I love my oatmeal. Works great, lightweight. But if you don't have water to add to these things, they might not be the best option. Or especially if you can't make water where you're at. So then you go back to the tried and true, well, I'm just gonna carry MREs. Well, that's cool. I love me an MRE. They work really good. I normally cut them out and pull out the pieces I don't want and kind of put together different things in Ziploc bags or just little kit bags of, all right, here's 3 meals, here's the dessert, here's the crackers, or trade with this guy or whatever. So these work really good. You can kind of part them out and cut down some weight and some bulk. And because that's the other nice thing, you can kind of spread these out. You're not gonna spread out the beans from the corn that are in there or what have you. Downside with this, they're heavy, obviously. So carrying 3 of these a day for 15 of these meals, you're not gonna carry all that. You're just not. And one where it says, oh, I have thousands of calories in this MRE, that's if you eat every single thing in the MRE, and not all MREs are the same. So just be mindful of what you think you threw in your pack for how much food and how much nutrients it actually has. And speaking of nutrients, there's a lot of other options out there that give you those nutrients, that give you those calories without the traditional MRE or Mountain House or oatmeal or Gorp or trail mix and some of these other things like that. So some of my personal favorites, we'll get to them. Cake bites or protein bars. I find a couple protein bars that I like. These typically travel very well. Sometimes they're a little sweet. If you can make your life a little bit more enjoyable, it goes a long way. So if it's sleeping well, eating something that you enjoy or like, it just makes your mood overall better, and it makes you want to accomplish your mission, or makes it easier to accomplish your mission. Other thing I really like, sports beans. There's a couple different ones out there. There's a couple different options out there. These little goos, they were kind of pioneered from those triathletes and things like that need to replenish electrolytes and some of these sugars and a little bit of caffeine as they were on these massive endurance races, but they weren't gonna carry an MRE. Or you don't have the time to make water to pour in your Mountain House meal to let it rehydrate. And that's another big downside with these, is sometimes you don't have time to sit and make food. So I like to keep these. I talk in some of my other videos about the kit that I'm wearing, or pros and cons of different pieces of outerwear. And what I love about these is I stick them in the little pocket right here, actually in this shirt, because some of them in this one too. So that's why they called me snacks. I always had snacks on me. Something to think about as you're walking through a grocery store. A lot of this stuff can be bought at your normal, outdoor sporting goods store, wherever part of the country you may be. But some of these things can be bought at just grocery stores. And that's a good place that you think of, I want to eat. Well, I could go to the grocery store. One of those is, I use these liquid waters, the Mio vitamins. They also make these with caffeine. I caution you on drinking too much caffeine when you're out in the woods. I get it, we're all used to our coffee in the morning or our energy drinks or what have you. These sports beans also have caffeine in them. I like caffeine, you know, but it does dehydrate you, and you got to be careful of having too much. So especially when you need to be able to get sleep and you've taken too much caffeine later in the day, then you sacrifice your ability to sleep, which sacrifices your ability to recover and to be ready for the next day. So I like the ones with just vitamins because you can't really have too many B vitamins, and it makes my water taste a lot better. So that's also a plus. Other things that I always throw in my pack, I normally just throw 1 or 2 because it's quick and easy to drink because it gives me a little bit of hydration plus the sustenance, is these pre-made protein shakes. They make a lot of different kinds. This is from Pure Protein. I get it in my grocery store. They make muscle milks, they make monster milks, they make all these different kinds. They do give you a weight penalty because they're liquid, right? So they got a little bit more weight to them. But, you know, for example, this one has 30 grams of protein, 140 calories, and it's 11 fluid ounces. So I get a little bit of liquid in me, plus I get a little bit of calories, and I get, you know, that protein that, you know, I need to keep going. Okay, so another product I really like are these little immune boosters, things like this, very lightweight. You add them to your water. I like the taste of water, but I also like flavored water better. So it makes me drink more water, and it gives me vitamins and nutrients, which can be really important. You don't want to ever overlook your own personal health. You know, the flu, for example, can take down a whole squad, a whole group of individuals, and now you're all combat ineffective or you're mission ineffective. Let it be combat, let it be hunting, let it be just helping refugees or whatever it is. If you're sick, you're a casualty now, you're not an asset. So a big proponent of staying healthy during the whole time. That means eating right, getting enough vitamins, getting enough minerals, and I really like these type of packets for that. And they don't weigh anything and they don't cost anything, and you can find them everywhere. All right, so when we talk about what you need for your 5-day ranch bag, how I would pack it, I like a combination of everything that we have on the table myself. I know that I'm going to bring water, and I'm going to typically have time over a 5-day period to make food, right? So that's where these Mountain House meals are key. They're lightweight, I can put them in my pack, I can store them in or around my stuff. Maybe it's not something that's a grab and go, but when I have time, I can use it. So this is gonna make up for me the bulk of my nutrients throughout the week. So I may plan, you know, 2 of these per day because they're lightweight. And then I might grab for a 5-day op 2 or 3 MREs that I've broken up. Because what's really nice about an MRE is I can be walking on the move and still consume it. I typically like to grab 2 or 3 types of sports beans and throw those in per day. I like to think of each day as its own individual event, but also over the length of it. So maybe one day I know I'm gonna be walking a lot and I'm not gonna have time to sit and eat. That might be where I put my MREs, or I have to plan that ready to eat food, very accessible. Or I might be getting into a place where I have more time and I'm holding a position, I'm sitting in one base camp style position for a lot longer, where I can consistently heat up hot water and I can make water. So then I build in more of these. So typically for me, it's 2 to 3 Mountain House meals. These are about 500 to 600 calories per meal. And then I throw in protein bar for quick and easy as I'm walking access, a couple sports beans to keep me going, keep something just chew on, and then an MRE. And that's kind of like what I have for a day, times this by 5. And that's it, guys. That's typically what I would have on a 5-day op, and things that you should consider. Everybody's different, every situation's different, but this is what I pick. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment below, tell us what else you want to see, and stay tuned for more great content.